20 as a
Yeah.
as
Speaking
a
on slavery.
DOS.
Yeah. Speaking on slavery, what's up with your boy Cory Booker? Because you remember on the Breakfast Club, he laughed and said, "Look, man."
Oh man.
When they asked him about that, so it looked like he's changing his mind. He's trying to get them votes.
It's all about the votes.
Yep. There you go.
So
He's trying to get
Cory
them votes.
Booker,
Oh, go ahead.
I like Cory Booker. He's done a lot for my old city.
Yeah,
and you know,
he is from New Jersey.
a lot of
Well,
my people
his
from my city don't
jurisdiction.
like Cory Booker. Cory Booker had a rally in Newark, New Jersey yesterday, and hardly anybody showed up, and they were ranking on him on the news. And I was so disappointed because I'm like, okay, even if y'all aren't gonna vote for him, could you just show up and make it look, like Trump people do? Just make it look like I want to see a whole sea of just black people supporting this man. They don't like him because they're saying, the schools and the this and the that. And you know me, I'm like, he's a politician. He's not an activist or a community
He's not
leader.
Jesus.
You know what I mean? Like politicians do what you make them do.
That's deep.
They do what the loudest voice tells them to do.
Or the deepest pockets.
Or the deepest pockets.
You choose.
So anyway,
Right. Right.
he said to Cory Booker, senator from New Jersey, old mayor of Newark, Brick City, my old home. He said to introduce a Senate bill that would look into slavery reparations. He plans to file a bill in the Senate that would form a commission to explore reparation proposals for African American descendants of slavery. And let me stop right there for a second because I need to speak to every black person in this country. I want you to know that we are talking to the descendants of slavery.
Right.
If you don't know if you're a descendant of a slave, find out. But everyone is not.
Yeah, and two, people have to think about this because I know, with this conversation, it can get complex. And I remember, I think it was Tariq Nasheed, but it's not Nigerian Americans or people like that. It's the people whose ancestors actually put in.
Some
work
people
here.
were brought here, and some people came here voluntarily.
And look,
if your parents
that's
came
no
here
disrespect.
no disrespect.
Yeah,
it is
that's no
what
disrespect.
it is. It is what it is.
Yep.
It is what it is.
Right.
And that's why I'm so adamant about that.
Right.
If you hear me on previous episodes talking about, we have a specific story that is just us. Like we are always trying to assimilate and try to, soak in everyone else's culture.
Right.
But we have there's only a few of us.
Yeah.
Your parents might be from the South. You might be a first-generation person from the North like I was. I am a descendant of a slave. I could drive you right down into the plantation
show you
where it's at right now.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know, but you should find out.
Right.
And a lot of people erase that part of their family history. A lot of, I don't want to say it no more, but a lot of black people were able to pass for white. And they tried to erase that part of their family history, and they don't know. That's why I like to watch Finding Your Roots. One of those actors on what's the show with the guy
Henry Louis Gates?
Family Guy. What? Not Family Guy. Anyway,
Finding Roots?
one of those Henry
PBS.
Louis Gates.
Yep.
But he did a special on one of these guys from one of these late night sitcoms. What's the name of that show?
Because I know Ben Affleck, he was on it too, and he found out that his parents his
but he
ancestors
won't
were
let them
slaves.
air that episode because
Oh,
he
for real?
didn't want people to know that his family
Yeah,
owned
because
slaves.
he's so against it. Yeah.
One of these actors found out that he was a descendant of a slave. He's white.
Wow.
Like you would never know by looking at him, but his great grandmother was a black
you said
woman.
It's on a late night, or the guy he's on.
The guy's on one of these shows.
Jimmy
it
Kimmel.
comes on No. I'm sorry, not late night. It's on a sitcom. It comes on ABC. The Spanish lady.
Oh, you talking about Modern Family?
Modern Family.
Yeah.
One of the actors on Modern Family, the one that's married to the blonde hair girl, he is black. His great grandmother was a slave. He's entitled to this money.
And then that's where it gets dicey.
I don't care. He's a descendant of a slave.
But
what if you're a descendant of a slave and the master?
That's what I'm saying. That's where it gets dicey
You
because
still should be entitled.
I don't think so.
Well,
I think that we got to make
don't?
it because he's already benefiting from society. What does he need?
How?
reparations
How
for?
do you know?
Come
My
on,
great grandmother was raped by a white man. The child was still considered a slave. They didn't take them in.
Right,
Some of them were taken into. You see what I mean? Yeah.
Here's what I'm
dicey.
saying though.
You gotta.
Is he a white man?
He's white.
All right, that's the end of the conversation. Because
because he checked. His parents started checking white, so they automatically
and look,
got
if
him
you
out.
guys,
He don't get nothing.
If you guys ever get a chance, look up $5 Indy. A lot of
We
black
talked
people,
about that.
Right. A lot of black people don't
White
even know.
people.
Yeah, and see, a lot of black people don't know that we're indigenous to America. Most of us we're already here too, but with all that being said, with the $5 thing, white people could pay $5
Listen,
and be counted as an Indian.
They could pay $5 in two. Yeah, exactly.
Right. So we got to be careful because the same thing, it can happen right now. Because there's a lot of white people who claim, oh, I'm Cherokee, I'm this, I'm that, because they know what the benefits from saying that. So I think that we got to be careful.
They get benefits.
Exactly. So we got to be careful.
Indian descendants get benefits.
We got to be careful. So we got to make sure that we don't have people capitalizing and saying, hey, like this one person right here. Because, of course, everybody's mixed with something. So we got to be very specific.
All right.
We have to say African Americans.
I read somewhere, too, I can't think of the name of the school, but it was a school that just passed to where they paid $27. They added $27 to the tuition to go towards the descendants of slaves.
I saw that.
Oh, that's
too.
nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Because I guess the school was funded off of that or something. Off of slaves.
Yeah, there was a few
Princeton,
schools are doing
Brown,
that.
all Ivy League schools.
A few schools are doing that.
Yeah, because it was a study, proving that all Ivy League schools got their funding from the slave trade.
Georgetown.
Yeah,
Georgetown.
That's what's up. And I think
the students voted on it.
University of Virginia for it, I'm a while now, if you can prove, which is sad, but if you can prove that you are a descendant of a slave or of slaves, then I think you can get a scholarship, tuition paid for, all that stuff as well. So
Yeah, Georgetown, it says that they're the ones giving it.
that's cool. Taking a step in the right direction, but my question for y'all is, how much do you think each person should get? Like, how do you even calculate
I think it should break
that?
down by this. You give every descendant of slave, you come up with your calculation, you give them the money, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's only if you are not able to find out what family owned them, and you try to divide what that family earned or what they owned and split that up by today's inflation. At today's inflation rate.
It's going to be a big mess because
the country's going to be in debt.
Okay, either do that or just give me my 40 acres and a car. And
40, yeah, we don't need a mule no more.
Think about that. Like, even if you get your 40 acres, what are you going to do with all that land?
And do you know what to do with it? Because you haven't been taught.
I'm going to build a home. And then I'm going to also build an apartment complex.
Who's going to run that apartment complex?
Me.
Jay Black laughing.
No, I'm not even saying that you can.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, it's just not as, like, you got all this. You got
it's a lot that comes with it.
It's just like if you just get a lump sum of money right now.
If somebody gave you like $1 billion.
You're going to blow it.
I know to invest it.
Invest what? The land?
Okay, and that's the thing. Because what most of us will probably end up doing is selling our land to someone that's
rent it.
Which defeats the purpose of you even getting the land. Because you're supposed to flip it.
I'm going to farm on my land.
All these people.
But the question is, do you know
and
how to
sell
farm?
my
It's not
produce.
easy to farm, though. That's the thing.
It depends on the weather, the
sounds
seasons.
good. I say my uncle. My grandparents live on a farm right now, and they tell me how hard that shit is. Like, that shit is not easy. Like, just to say, it sounds good. It's good to have your own resource, but
I'll bring in.
Hey, it depends on the weather, which season it is.
You have to know. You have to know the different. Like, you can't just.
You can't kill the soil. Yeah, you can't kill the soil.
Understand this.
Yeah.
Us as people, like, we've been having this conversation because my grandma's getting old. I think she's 90 years old.
So somebody's gonna have to run it.
Somebody's gonna have to run it. When my grandpa was here, we was just talking about it. Like, I'm like, man.
I'm not running no farm.
I really said it.
You ain't gonna catch me in the field.
I don't know who you talking about.
I don't want to run it. It's just that my life. I haven't. My life is not
a farm life. You're not a country life. You're not a country guy.
And for me to have,
you got a lot going on.
I don't know how to run a farm.
Exactly.
You need to get one of you. Somebody needs to grab up one of them little nieces and nephews and teach them now.
But what if they don't want to?
That's what I'm saying. You can't force nobody.
Yeah. What if they don't want to farm?
You absolutely can.
But what if they don't want to farm?
I mean, that's not. That don't. If you force somebody to do it, that don't mean it's not gonna prosper.
Well, then
and that's not fair to them too. That's not fair to them.
Do what they do.
And see, too, I think
people from
being real, I think that's why we don't need reparations. I'm gonna be completely 100.
Don't ever say that again.
No, because I'll tell you why.
We're not financially literate enough to have.
There you go.
That.
It's a setup, anyways. Because
not to cut you off.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Even if it wasn't just black people, like nobody would be able to.
That's a lot. That's a lot, man.
Indians and
yeah,
this is a lot for somebody just to take
overnight.
I'm gonna just give you all this
overnight.
I'm gonna pay you back
overnight.
Let me do
and see, it'll be different.
That's the problem. Everybody gonna want to do it, but it's not. It might not be the right thing.
Right.
It might be too. It might hurt us more than it help us.
There you go.
That's my thing. Like,
Hey, every gift, it comes with a great responsibility. And I think, too, it'll be different if we did get the 40 acres and a mule, because then that'll be passed down from generation to generation.
See, that would help the car companies. Give me 40 acres and a General Motors car.
Nah. But it's tough, though, Ken, because think about, and I don't even think people understand how big 40 acres is.
Right.
That's a lot of land.
Right. I think my people got like, I want to say they might get like 8 acres. That might even be 8, but that shit look huge.
Yeah, it's huge.
So 40 acres? A bunch of different families with 40 acres?
Okay, well, it won't be 40. Maybe it'll be 1.
You might as well just have a house.
This is what
we don't know how to take care of land. We don't know how to farm. We don't know what to do with crops. We don't know how to sell the crops.
We don't even do our own cropping now.
There you go. We don't even grow our own tomatoes and
never.
Things like that.
We gonna go from never cropping on a regular basis to having a whole bunch of land. And
maybe
millions of dollars.
The people that do know how to do it, we'll pay them and they'll make money. We start a whole new economy.
You talking about a car? What you need a car to farm for?
Yeah.
That's your job. Your job is that farm life.
So you might need that mule. You might need that mule.
How am I get to the club?
And see, that's our mindset. Like we trying to have fun and stuff. But
listen to what he says. Since slavery in this country, we have had overt policies fueled by white supremacy and racism that have oppressed African Americans economically for generations.
Mm-hmm. We need some.
This is what Cory Booker said.
This will really should be asking for, instead of 40 acres and a mule, we should be like, we want to run the house. Or we want to run the, you feel me? Some shit like that, like some.
We did.
Some properties, parking lots.
If you would have watched the show I was telling y'all to watch, and you haven't watched it yet, you would see how much power we used to have.
Oh, yeah.
But
people like Robert Smalls, he was in that group.
He was. They talked about him on there.
See, man, hey, I studied this.
We keep talking about the 40 acres and let's update what we want. Like, okay, now we want
apartment building and
Porsche. Parking lots.
It doesn't have to be material things.
Yeah.
Let's put our people in position.
Right.
Okay, we want to be in control of this.
Yes.
We want to be in control of this part of the government.
Businesses.
If we know that the government
marijuana.
Is the ones, we want to control this sector of the government.
Just like how certain people get casinos or farming properties or oil industries in Texas. Like we need a marijuana industry or parking lots, real estate, all that stuff.
Many of our bedrock domestic policies that have ushered millions of Americans into the middle class have systematically excluded blacks through practices like the GI Bill, discrimination, and redlining.
Mm-hmm. Gerrymandering.
Just for the record, another person that's running for president who has been preaching this just from a spiritual level is Marianne Williamson. She's running for the Democratic nomination. Marianne Williamson has said on numerous occasions for years and years
since 1997
that black people deserve that. She said that until white people come to the table and offer it, our country is never going to get over this hump. We're always going to have this animosity, this anger, and this hatred that forms some of the policies that keeps all this going until we come to the table and come to the realization that we're wrong, offer an apology, and offer some reconciliation.
Ken, so I have a slight question too, because it's like, do we really expect for a white supremacist society to give us what we deserve, which would not let them be on top anymore? And look, I'm not saying that we don't deserve it. I'm saying that we don't, or we shouldn't expect for them to do that.
You know, we live in a power, like everybody want to have power. You think they're going to give up power?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like are they just going to change society?
You feel sorry, I'm going to give up power because
it's never been given away. It has to be taken.
And that's what I'm saying. So we have to create on our own, just like what we're doing right now. We got to keep working on our own. We can't expect for the same people that enslaved us to, basically,
no, I'm not giving you shit.
Hey, I respect ADOS.
That's why I would vote for somebody like him.
Who, Cory Booker?
Yep. Or Marianne Williamson.
But again, like I respect the plight. I respect the strategy. But at the end of the day, and just call it how it is, we're begging white America to give us what we deserve, rather than just creating what we already know.
Well, that's what Bernie is saying. Bernie is saying he's not really 100% behind reparations per se, but he thinks that people should be given like free school, So maybe you guys are really Bernie supporters.
I don't like Bernie because Bernie, he was mad disrespectful when somebody asked him about reparations. So I'm good.
He wasn't disrespectful. That's just how he talked. He just was giving abrupt no. But he also said that what his policies would provide for people like us.
I really don't like the idea of free schooling either.
So
I say that because when stuff free, you don't really
fight for it.
Not even fight for it, but
You don't
like
appreciate it.
You don't appreciate it.
Yeah.
My undergrad was free, and I ain't really appreciate it like I should have.
Because you already had it. You
I was
chilling.
kicking it,
But
partying.
school, but you go to school to learn. You go because you want to go. They're not making you go like high school.
They ain't making you go, but it's cool to say I go to college. So everybody will go to college.
Right.
You feel me? I mean, it's a free ride to leave, to leave your city. It's an easy way to leave your city. So
And be on your own.
I think people would abuse it more than use it for good if it's free.
But I mean, at the same time, because when I was in Cuba, man, the schooling, all that stuff was free, and those kids were geniuses.
I mean,
so
you still gonna have people that's focused.
take advantage, but then at the same
There's
time,
gonna
you're
be
gonna
a
have some
lot of
people.
people
It's
that-
just like,
yeah.
because just like how athletes, they get to go to school for free, and some of them don't care about school because it's already free. So that's cool because at the same time, you got somebody that's working 3 jobs, and they probably busting their butts because they trying to make it. So, I mean, I don't know.
It's definitely gonna separate people. It'll separate
Yeah.
the people that's gonna make it at the end
Facts.
of the day. But
Another bill that could